Welcome to Health Decoded. So imagine you're just eating a totally normal piece of bread or, I don't know, a single cashew, and your body suddenly reacts like you just swallowed a live grenade.
Yeah, it's a pretty intense biological response.
Right. Well, to celebrate Food Allergy Week, we are taking a look at practical, everyday health advice for managing food allergies. Our mission today is to help you figure out the biological mechanisms behind the most common allergens, how to spot early warning signs, and what exactly is happening inside your body during a severe reaction.
And to really understand that, we have to start with the fundamental error your immune system is making. I mean, a food allergy basically happens when your body encounters a completely harmless food protein, right? But it misidentifies it as a dangerous invader, like a deadly bacteria or a virus.
Well, so it's just a massive case of mistaken identity.
Exactly. And while you can be allergic to almost anything, the clinical literature really highlights the notorious Big Nine. So that's peanuts, tree nuts, milk, eggs, fish, shellfish, soy, wheat, and sesame.
Right, the usual suspects.
Yeah, and those account for about 90% of all food allergies.
You know, it kind of reminds me of an overzealous nightclub bouncer. Like, instead of just quietly escorting a well-behaved guest out the back door, that guest being the harmless peanut protein, this bouncer just totally loses his mind.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, he's like flipping tables, smashing the windows, and calling in a SWAT team. So your body is the nightclub, and that collateral damage is what you actually experience as an allergic reaction.
That is so accurate. And the specific SWAT team arriving on the scene is a massive flood of chemicals, primarily histamine.
Oh, right, histamine.
Yeah, and that histamine release is what physically causes your blood vessels to leak, which, gives you hives, or it causes your airway muscles to spasm, leading to coughing and wheezing.
Mm.
You usually see these early warning signs within 2 hours of eating.
Okay, so since those chemical signals are spreading rapidly through the bloodstream, I'd imagine that collateral damage can escalate incredibly fast into full-blown anaphylaxis.
It absolutely can, yeah.
Because that's the terrifying extreme, right?
Yeah.
Where your airways swell shut and your blood pressure bottoms out as your body basically goes into shock.
Exactly. And because your cardiovascular and respiratory systems are both compromised at the exact same time, your only immediate defense is an epinephrine auto-injector.
The EpiPen.
Right. It counteracts the drop in blood pressure by constricting those leaking blood vessels, and it relaxes the muscles around the airways so you can actually breathe.
Okay, wait, but epinephrine reverses the swelling, right? So if I stab my leg with the pen, my airways open up and I suddenly feel okay. My absolute first instinct would be to just stay home, sit on the couch, catch my breath, and let my heart rate come down. I mean, I'm in the clear at that point, right?
Oh, absolutely not. And that is a dangerously common assumption.
Really? Why is that?
Because epinephrine is really just a chemical pause button. I mean, it buys you time, but the underlying allergic cascade, your bouncer flipping the tables, is still aggressively firing off in the background.
Oh, wow. So the reaction isn't over.
Not at all. As soon as the medication wears off, which is usually in about 15 to 20 minutes, those severe symptoms can return in full force. You must call 911 or get to the ER immediately after using the pen, even if you feel completely fine.
Man, that's crucial. So it's merely a temporary bridge to the hospital, not the final cure.
Exactly.
Since the allergic cascade is that relentless once triggered, how do we stop the bouncer from overreacting in the first place? Like when we're just trying to eat lunch.
Well, it really comes down to anticipating hidden exposures. You can't just, quickly skim an ingredient list.
Right, you have to look closer.
Yeah, you have to watch for phrasing like made on shared equipment or may contain. Those phrases aren't always strictly regulated, meaning the cross-contamination risk at processing facilities is actually much higher than people realize.
Which is terrifying for parents, I imagine.
It is. And for parents, this is exactly why schools must have an official allergy action plan on file. Because an accidental exposure in a loud, busy cafeteria requires immediate protocol-driven action, not guesswork.
That makes total sense. But what about stopping the allergy from developing in the first place? I know the clinical guidance on early childhood exposure has basically flipped upside down in recent years.
Oh, it completely has. For infants, under a doctor's supervision, introducing potential allergens early actually trains the developing immune system.
Oh, so like giving them a tiny bit of peanut butter early on.
Yes, exactly. Exposing the gut microbiome to the protein early teaches the body to tolerate it before it has the chance to develop a defensive long-term memory against it.
That's fascinating.
It is. And if you suspect an existing allergy, an allergist can run targeted skin or blood tests to measure your specific antibody levels. That gives you a concrete biological roadmap for avoidance.
But, even with that roadmap, there is a very sobering reality here for our listeners. There's currently no medical test that can predict exactly how severe your next reaction will be.
Right, that's the really scary part.
Like, you could have a mild reaction to a sesame seed today and suffer a life-threatening anaphylactic shock from the exact same exposure next year. You can just never let your guard down.
That's entirely true. You have to always be prepared.
Absolutely. Always seek a doctor's advice regarding your personal health. This is Health Decoded. Keep healthy, folks.